Streaming has one big advantage. You can hear almost anything instantly. But I sometimes wonder, did waiting for an album make us appreciate it more? Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Dave's Side One. I'm Dave, your host, who's learned that some records are worth waiting and saving for. Over here at Art of Listening Records, where every record has a story, and every story starts on Side One. When I started buying records, I couldn't just walk out with everything I wanted. There was always another album calling my name. But my wallet usually had other ideas. So I'd save, I'd compare prices, I'd stare at album covers every time I walked into the record store. Sometimes I'd pick up the jacket, look at the back, and put it right back in the bin because I knew I couldn't afford it that day. Oddly enough, I think that waiting made finally bringing it home even sweeter. The anticipation became part of the experience. Today, we can hear almost any album within seconds, and that's amazing. But I don't know if we'll ever recreate that feeling of finally carrying home the record you'd been dreaming about for weeks. So let's discuss a little bit more here on Dave's Memory Lane. When I think back to 1978, I don't just remember the records. I remember what it took to get them. I was working graveyard shifts at a plastics company because the overnight shift paid an extra 15 cents an hour. Now, 15 cents doesn't sound like much today, but back then, it meant another album a little sooner. I was always saving, always looking under couch cushions, hoping I could scrape together enough change. I can even remember digging enough coins to buy an ELO 45 for 50 cents, and that included enough coins for the bus ride downtown. Every record felt like an accomplishment. Boston's debut album, The Grand Illusion, Left Overture. None of them were impulse purchases. I earned every one of them. Looking back, I think that's one of the reasons they still mean so much to me today. They weren't just albums. They were milestones. Now, on tonight's Side One Spin, before you go, pull out the record you worked hardest to own. Maybe you saved for it. Maybe someone gave it to you after months of wanting it. Maybe you hunted for years before finding a clean copy. As it plays, remember the journey it took to get into your collection, and then come back and tell me about it in the comments. Well, that's it for today's Side One. Thanks for spending a little time with me. Please keep that needle in the groove, and we will talk to you tomorrow.